Hey guys, welcome to Leap of Faith Farms YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a barn tour, I guess.
The beginning barn tour.
The beginning barn tour before we get anything done to it. So kind of an introduction. My name's Noah. This is my wife Haley. We have a small farm that we just purchased about a year ago, and we're going to be working on fixing it up and kind of making it our own, and we're going to take you guys along for the tour. All right, so this is where we first walk into the barn. This is kind of a side door here. As far as we know, this barn was built in 1926, so it's pretty old. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to it, but this summer we're hoping to kind of hit the ground running and start doing a lot of repairs here. So we'll give you kind of a tour around here, show you what needs work, and just show you around the place. So when you first walk in, over here behind me is where there's a silo. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the pictures on our social media of kind of exterior photos of the barn and what that looks like. But the silo is in really good shape. There's very minor cracks on it, but overall it's pretty solid and the bones are strong on it. So this is the main area of the barn. We just walked in right here. Just showed you the silo. Here there is what appears to be an old trough system for when they had cattle. We do know that this farm used to have like 25 to 50 cattle on the property, but that was a while ago, and as you'll see with this barn, there's been a lot of deterioration on it. It needs a lot of work.
When we bought the property and the house, we told the old owners not to worry too much about cleaning out the barn. So it's not really that big of a deal, it's just some elbow grease, but we do have quite a bit of stuff to clean out in this main part of the area. And then on the other side of the manure trough, we have one horse stall here. And then this used to be a stall. They started using it for, it looks like poultry of some sort. So we're gonna get those all cleaned out eventually and be able to actually use them for animals. So this is the horse stall as it is right now. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed up in here. All of these boards are loose. The boards up top that are the loft foundation are also very loose. They need to be re-supported and re-fastened on there. We also have just a lot of stuff in here that needs to be cleaned out, and then there's black walnuts all over the ground in here, which for any of you horse people know that those are toxic.
So this is kind of the main part of the barn. Where we were was right there. Right now we have equipment parked here, but you can see there is a loft on this barn. It is a hip roof barn, and the wall behind us here is kind of the primary focus on what needs work done. The previous owners told us that there was a tractor that got back through the wall of the barn at one point, which took out a few of the main supports for that wall, which has caused the roof to kind of start sloping down on that side. So we need to work on getting it jacked back up, make that wall plumb, and reinstall some supports there so that this structure is sound. So as you can see here, this is the cause of primary concern. This main beam that goes the full length of the barn is severely rotted out and just deteriorating. So we need to replace this as well as pulling that wall back in so that that roof is back where it should be.
Bailey wanted to make an appearance. Hi, Bailey. Bailey was following me.
So here's the loft of the barn. As you can see, there's a lot of hay bales up here. We need to get those down just to get rid of some of the weight that's up here.
And the rot.
The floorboards are severely rotted out up here. And kind of here's a better shot of what that wall looks like. It's severely pushed out at the top there. So the plan is to get that, like I was saying, pulled back in and then get that wall plumb and shored up where we can put some better supports in.
Another not so big but still really important project that I'm probably going to be getting done in the next few weeks here is, I don't know if you can see, we have a lot of vines happening on the inside and the outside of the barn. And those are also going to be affecting our structure. And not to mention our already falling off siding. So the sooner that I can get those off before they start coming back to life, the better, because they pull off a lot easier when they're dead. There's a lot of spots like this all throughout the loft. We don't really walk very far over into that area because it's starting to all rot out like this. These are spots where the roof is continuously leaking and just creating more and more erosion. Bailey's getting some love. So this is that other stall that I was talking about on the other side of the cattle feed bunk. The floor joists up here are all starting to rot out. They're obviously just old tree branches or logs. This used to be, I think they were using it for chickens, is my best guess. That is a like a little mini chicken coop that they have a window into, so they would have had a ramp into it. This whole room just needs to be cleaned out. This is all old barn lumber from this barn. So we'd like to see what we can try to do with that. There's also more barn lumber up in the loft as well. So that was a pretty cool thing that we did get to keep with the barn.
So kind of some cool history on the barn. We found this date while we were cleaning up. It's embossed in the concrete here of the barn. It says 1926. We do know obviously the concrete was poured then. However, there's a chance that this barn may have been moved here. A lot of the barn timbers that are in here have spots in the lumber where there would have been other pieces of lumber connecting to them. There's just a lot of things that don't really make sense with the framing of this barn. So it makes us wonder if this barn may have been moved here. So there's a chance that this barn may be older or may be newer than what's stamped on the concrete here, but it was just something cool finding this date.
So this is the last sort of room that's in the barn. There is another loft up here, but as you can see, the floor is completely rotted through. Looks like they just have fencing and stuff up there. This probably was another poultry room. You can see that there's a little run entrance there. They do have some nesting boxes also already set up in here. My goal was to get this room cleaned out sooner rather than later, but if you can see, it's actually underneath where we're going to be doing all of the structural work. So there's a chance that we may actually have to end up losing this room anyways. So I'm not putting too much effort into that anymore right now.
So here on the outside of the barn, right behind us, is an old spot where they had some fencing up. It almost looks like it may have been a chicken coop or something.
This is the entrance chicken run that I was talking about in the last room. So this is right outside of that room. This would have probably been their chicken run.
So the plan is to fix this up and hopefully use it for our chickens that we're going to be getting in the future. So thanks for tuning in with us today. We're going to keep this video a little bit shorter since it's one of the first videos that we're posting. But we wanted to give you a tour of what Haley calls
Barnadette,
so that you could see kind of a quick tour of one of the projects that we're going to be working on coming up in the future, making some videos about. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you want to see any more of the content that we're going to be posting in the future. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in.